According to Merriam-Webster, feminism is the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. This belief is the main goal behind the movement of feminism and has inspired thousands of people to join the fight for equality. Current senior and active feminist Julia Kagan describes the movement.
In the broadest sense, feminism is a movement that concerns itself with expanding opportunities for all genders. Feminists want to make sure that women are given equal rights to imperative parts of their lives that include their jobs, education, and their healthcare. Feminists also feel that men should be granted privileges typically given to women, such as paid paternity leave.
Although feminism seems to be something that is positive for the whole of society, over time it has become somewhat misconstrued by both its members and by outsiders. Many times, feminists or the movement as a whole are categorized and labeled as radicals or men haters, or the whole entire movement is delegitimized because people believe that gender equality is already existent. Movements such as Feminism try to counter the movement, but this has not stopped them. Thankfully, the BCC community has had a positive reaction towards the feminist movements that are happening within the school and the community. Julia Kagan describes these reactions and the positive outcomes they have had.
The BCC community has responded to the feminist movement extremely positively. There are many clubs at BCC that explore feminism from different angles, including my own club, Schoolgirls Unite, where we look at feminism on an international scale and how it relates to girls' education rights. Our club is always growing. We love when current members invite friends to participate in events like Day of the Girls, Arts and Actions Night, Lobbying Congress, and general discussions held at meetings. Schoolgirls Unite has been so unbelievably excited to have received amazing attendance for the school-wide events we have held, including Arts and Action Night and our Feminist Trivia Night.
It is important to remember that feminists and the feminist movement normally has good intentions, and it is usually wrong to label them all as radicals or man haters. The feminist movement has had huge impact on making reforms on maternity leave, reproductive rights, and gender pay. Also has touched and helped many social issues such as body shaming or the idea that men can't cry. Like any movement, feminism has its supporters and its adversaries, but this hasn't stopped them. Although the BCC community has overall had a positive reaction to the movement, Julia Kagan describes how sometimes there are people who don't support the movement and try to break it down. She says that the best way of fighting this is through conversation.
There are always people who will be skeptical of feminism, who will assume feminists are always angry and radical in their beliefs, but we feel that the best way to change this is the same way we feel we can change anything, through education. We aim to hold open dialogues where we can hear every point of view and teach people about ways they can easily become more gender inclusive in their daily lives.
Don't let yourself be blinded by stereotypes. It's important to remember that, like any group, feminism also has its different branches and its different extremes, and some people are more radical in the topic than others. It's important to remember two things. First of all, the actions of few aren't the ideas of many. Within feminism, although there are a few people who have taken it to the extremes, that doesn't mean they truly reflect the ideas of the whole movement. Second of all, it's important to not disregard all the work and all the change the movement has created simply because of a few radical people. Just like I was talking about in the last video, diversity helps create better businesses, create better societies, even in just an economic standpoint, not just in a general one. But diversity can only be created when there is equality, when each person feels like they have a right to be at that table, helping at that business, or wherever they are working, or whatever they are doing. So it has to push for that gender equality to be able to gain that diversity. A small picture goal is simply joining one feminist activity or protest, or going and just talking to people and seeing what it's like. It's very, very helpful to gain perspective, just to see what it's like, and you may be shocked at how the movement is or how the people are when in your mind you only see very few bits of it that you see maybe on the news or in media. A bigger picture goal is joining a feminist group, and maybe you don't agree with everything in the movement, but join a specific group based on a topic you like. good ones include He for She, the Slut Walk, the Rockefeller Foundation. All of those are great groups, but there are many other ones that can be joined, whether it be at your school or in your community or online. It's important to remember that for everyone to be successful, everyone has to be equal first, and everyone has to have the chance to be successful. Being a feminist isn't a point of weakness, it's a point of strength, because it shows that you're striving for a better tomorrow.